So what is going on, Rock fam? I'm excited to let you all know that Fine Arts is they're still planning on doing Fine Arts for 2021. So that is amazing. I'm super excited about that. But with that, there's a lot of information that I want to make sure I communicate to you guys. So I have just some points I want to make sure that we're communicating. And then if you have any questions, you can email me as well. So Fine Arts is going on. It is February 13th. It's going to be here at Central. Now, for some of you who may not know what Fine Arts is, basically it's a form or Assemblies of God church, and churches around the area and churches in the Pennsylvania, Delaware district have created this opportunity for students to use their gifts God has given them and to harness them and be able to build upon them, those gifts, and make them even better throughout their lives and throughout fine arts. So there's evaluators. So for instance, if you really want to learn and you want to, like for example, for me, I became a pastor. I did short sermons when I was in fine arts because I really wanted to build that craft. And so evaluators helped teach me to write a sermon better, how to get at points and how to communicate those points. And so as I was preaching to them, they were writing down encouraging notes and helping me to get better at my craft of writing sermons. I also did a drum solo. So if you ever know, come here on Central on a Sunday morning, I sometimes play the drums up there. So I did a drum solo, and it helped build my gift that God has given me to play drums, to do it better for the Lord. So kind of fine arts is that ability and that opportunity for students to step out in the gifts God has given them to even hone and make those gifts better so that they can continue to express God, His worship, and how amazing He is in those gifts. And so there's a lot of different categories out there. Those are the two that I did. Actually, I did three. I did worship team, drum solo, and, well, technically it's called percussion solo, but worship team, percussion solo, and short sermon. And there's a ton more opportunities for students out there. There's singing solos, like duets, groups. There's choirs, if we ever want to do a choir. Like there's so many out there. There's dance stuff, there's group dance, there's human videos, there's stomp groups, there's any instrument that you play, there's a solo for it. There's short sermons, there's spoken word, which is kind of like more of an evangelistic approach to a short sermon. And there's just a ton of, you can vocal solos, and like there's so much stuff out there. And I don't want to explain all to you because we're going to be here for like 20 minutes trying to explain to you all the categories. And so what I'm going to do in the description below, or in the email that I'm going to be sending out to you guys, is going to be a link to Pendel's Youth Fine Arts site, where it's going to explain to you the rule book on what rules to follow and whatnot, information about fine arts. There's going to be a participation registration form, and in that form it gives you all the categories that you can sign up for. There's also, just reminded, there's also a bunch of if you want to write a song, about the Lord, you can write a song. If you want to take photos and do a photography thing, you can do that, or you can create, there's so much stuff out there that you can do. And literally anybody can be involved in it. It's really cool. Last year we had about 20 or so students. I think it was like 24 or 25 students that actually were involved in fine arts at Central, because we had it here last year, and it was amazing to see all of those students step out of their comfort zone and do something that they have on their heart for the Lord. And it was really cool to see that. So that's kind of like a little bit of what fine arts is. I'm going to let you kind of explore a little bit more on their website so that you can get a little bit more information on what everything is. I know that there's a ton of stuff out there on YouTube, and Pendel Youth, they do send out a lot of videos that we're going to communicate to you all about kind of what it is. And if you have any questions, please email me. I'm totally fine with you if we can set up a call or a conference call or something, that if you had any questions that you really needed to get answered by me, that I'm perfectly fine with calling. But please email me so that we can set up that meeting if needed. So Fine Arts, it's coming. It's February 13th. It's going to be here at Central. The registration forms are due in the 20th areas of, I think it's 23rd or somewhere around there. That's when the registration forms are due, so that they can, set up a schedule and everything for Fine Arts on February 13th. But I wanted to make sure that I was communicating to all of you what fine arts is, when it is, and how to sign up. And it's on the Pendel Youth site. We're going to set in the description or emailed out to you as well. And if you really need a form, I can print one out here for you if you need a form that badly. I'm totally okay with printing one out here, and then you guys can come into the office and pick it up if needed. All right, so that's kind of like a little bit of what fine arts. I didn't want to make this video too long, because if you had any other questions, you can email me, and I'm perfectly fine with setting up a call or just emailing you back any questions that you may have. So there's more information to come. We were planning on having a practice in December, but with everything that's kind of like happened, it was going to be like an informational meeting workshop in December, but with everything that's going on, we kind of like are postponing that, and I'm kind of going towards this informational video. But we will have practices. We had a couple last year in January. We will have practices where students can come to practice on whatever they need. If it's their short sermon, and ask questions. Like for me, if you want to ask questions for me about how to write a short sermon and how to do a short sermon and helpful information about that, you can do that. My wife will be there for our worship team. She helps with our worship team and any solos there. And I know that there's many pastors on staff here that are willing to help you guys, you students can help. We'll be willing to help you guys in anything that you need. And I know that some of them are evaluating. Some of them usually do it. I know Pastor Tony last year, he evaluated. I know that Pastor Adam evaluated as well. And so they will give you helpful pointers to do well in fine arts. So with that, I'm excited because it's a new chapter, a new year where we can even bring more students on to fine arts. I know 2 years ago when I first got on, we had about like 18 or so. Then this year we had about 24, 25, or last year we had 24, 25, and I'm really, shooting for 30. It would be amazing if we had 30 students signed up and doing something in fine arts. So step out of your comfort zone, talk to your parents, talk to your kids. If you have any questions, please email me, and I'm more than willing to help you in anything to help you in your time with creating whatever you need. So with that, have a great day. We'll see you. We're planning on having our Christmas party on December 16th in person at The Rock. But this week, just a reminder, this week, December 9th, we're having online. But we're planning on having our in-person Christmas party December 16th. So I hope I see you there. Have a great day. Stay safe, and we're praying for you all. Peace.